Welcome back, Voodoo Dolls, to another creepy video. If you're in between the ages of 20 through 25, there's a good chance that you remember the show Making Fiends. It was on Nickelodeon, and it originally started off as a web series. And it was entered in Nickelodeon's web series competition, and they won. And so they got to have a season of their show professionally made. There's not that much of a difference between the original web series and Nickelodeon's version, other than slightly better animation. But that's about it. The show stars Vendetta, an evil little girl who makes fiends and takes over the whole town with those fiends. And it also stars a seemingly innocent, oblivious girl named Charlotte. But what if Charlotte isn't as innocent as the show would like us to believe? What if the grandmother is behind the strange behavior? Today I'm going to go over my thoughts, my theory, and how it came to be. So what if Charlotte actually used to be more evil than Vendetta, and the grandmother was able to somehow tame Charlotte with some sort of spell or potion? So where did I even get the idea that Charlotte's used to be more evil than Vendetta in the first place? Well, it's quite simple, really. Charlotte is better at controlling the fiends than Vendetta herself. And this is shown throughout quite a few episodes in the series. And considering the fact that the series only has maybe 10 different episodes, that's kind of a lot. In the first incident that we see Charlotte actually taking over one of Vendetta's fiends is called a fiendish friend. And Vendetta makes a strange bird-looking fiend that has the ability to cut through trees, and it even cuts through Charlotte's house. And in one scene, Charlotte's about to pet it, and you hear a snipping sound, and then it cuts to the next scene at school. Vendetta expects Charlotte to be dead, but Charlotte comes in with the fiend and has complete control over the fiend. Not only does she have control over the fiend, she also made the fiend happy.
Thank you so much for the new puppy, Vendetta. We can do so much together. We can pretend to be barbers.
My hair.
And we can be carpenters. And we can be Sherpas.
What have you done to him?
I gave him lots of love.
This ability to control fiends is seen again in Vegetables, in which Vendetta makes platter full of vegetables that are actually fiends, and they start screaming and jumping on people, and they cause chaos. Vendetta leaves, and a few short minutes later, Charlotte is able to tame the fiends. Not only does she tame them, but she's also able to teach them a song and have them sing in sync with each other.
Ready, everyone?
Eat vegetables, for they are good, and would eat you if they could. Have them steamed or boiled or baked.
Now, I don't know if any of you have ever tried to play in a band or were in choir or anything like that. But having all of them stay on beat with each other is quite difficult. And the fact that she was able to do this in a mere matter of minutes with about 15 screaming, out of control fiends, it really makes you start to question things. In the episode Puppies, 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 Vendetta makes a pack of guard dog fiends using a clone machine. Charlotte is instantly able to tame one of them, if only by accident, by giving it a lollipop, and then she makes clones of herself to control the rest of them.
No! How can you be here and here?
We used your pretty box to make more of us. Hi, Vendetta. Hi, Vendetta. Hi, Vendetta.
No! It cannot be! Charlotte's coming out of
And I will be coming back to the puppies episode later. In another episode called Parents, Vendetta makes 2 blue fiends. They're more or less Charlotte's parents' shades of blue. And she sends them to Charlotte to go and eat her. And Charlotte initially thwarts their attempts to eat her, although she doesn't entirely tame them until a little bit later in the episode. But she does tame them completely when she gets them to read her a bedtime story. And after that, you see them being happy and doing things together.
Hi, Vendetta.
In the episode Middle Manager, Vendetta leaves for a day after Charlotte makes the comments about Vendetta being at school even though she says she doesn't like being at school. Vendetta leaves Marvin in charge, and Marvin's not very good at being in charge. That is, until Charlotte comes in and helps him out. Charlotte again takes control of all of the fiends on the school grounds and completes Vendetta's list. Well, almost completes it. Charlotte was about to kill herself using a piano when Vendetta comes in at the last second and causes Charlotte to cancel her own plans.
I like that butterfly, at least we both can. Ooh, hi, Vendetta.
It is apparent that Charlotte is no longer evil. She is still extremely destructive, even if only by accident. In the first episode, appropriately titled First Day, Charlotte brings her small hamster Buttons to class, and this causes the giant fiend cat to become angry and destroy the whole playground and kill a few fiends in the process. Another episode that really showcases Charlotte's destructiveness is Mama Vendetta. Vendetta makes these small peat bombs that she tries to kill Charlotte with. But as most of Vendetta's plans goes, it backfires because of Charlotte. As a matter of fact, Charlotte begins throwing the peat bombs at Vendetta, causing Vendetta to almost die on several occasions. In the episode Parent Napped, Charlotte kidnaps Vendetta's parents and goes on a picnic with them. And all seems relatively normal until about halfway through the episode that Charlotte has made an extremely dangerous miniature theme park for Vendetta's small parents. And while taking them on this theme park, Charlotte nearly kills Vendetta's parents on several occasions, including when she threw them off her roof
Teacups! Parachute ride! Oops!
and put them in a pool, climbed up a ladder, and threw a bowling ball at them.
Team!
In the episode Dear Pretty Diary / Dear Stupid Journal, Charlotte throws several things at Vendetta. Correction, she throws several things back at Vendetta.
I tried to drive her away. I threw things at her. But she did not leave. She threw everything back at me.
Kills Vendetta again. And she also drowns some of Vendetta's fiends. And Charlotte eats one of Vendetta's fiends as it's being mixed and is just about to come to life. And again, with Marvin Middle Manager, she causes destruction in the school by taking over the fiends. This would all make sense if Charlotte used to be evil and her grandmother took away her evilness but wasn't able to take away the destructive part of her. What if the grandmother created a potion? I mean, we all know that she has a giant shelf full of recipe books, including a recipe book called Concealing Carrots, and just how to be sneaky with food in general. What if the grandmother was able to take away Charlotte's evilness, but not the destructiveness, with a recipe? What if these recipes caused Charlotte to not feel fear or anger, both of which are emotions that can cause violent actions? This makes sense considering the fact that Charlotte still feels sadness, but is happy most of the time. She is seen being sad in the episode called No Singing. She hears a sad story about one kitten that's stuck on a spinning sign and can't get down. And for almost the entirety of that episode, she is extremely sad. And she also becomes sad for a quick moment in the episode Parents, when Vendetta asks her where her parents are. She says that they're in a better place and that they're not there with her anymore. And when Vendetta begins to ask questions about how they died, Charlotte then says that they're actually astronauts and they're just out in space.
You're so lucky. I wish my parents could be here.
Why? Where are your parents?
They're in a better place. Up there.
Were they eaten by bears?
Hee. No, silly. They're living on a space station.
However, there's no reason to believe that Charlotte's parents are actually in space or even alive. And this is because even though you see an image of Charlotte's parents inside of the Charlotte household, you don't see any sort of college degrees or university degrees or anything. You don't even see images of them going on the spaceship or even a news clipping of them being boarded onto the spaceship. So, with there being no evidence of Charlotte's parents actually being astronauts, and Charlotte even alluding for a little bit that her parents could possibly be dead, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that Charlotte's parents could very well be dead. So what is my complete theory? Well, my complete theory is that someone killed Charlotte's parents, and Charlotte became extremely angry and was fueled by rage and vengeance. And this vengeance is what caused Charlotte to be evil in the first place, because we do see an image of Charlotte being happy with her parents. So it wouldn't make sense for her to be the one that killed her parents, which is a theory that I thought earlier, but once I saw the image, I threw it out. So someone else killed Charlotte's parents, and Charlotte made an army of fiends that she was able to control, and she got vengeance on her parents' murder. But after that, she became fueled by bloodlust and controlled the entirety of her original town with an iron fist, very similar to what Vendetta does. The grandmother, looking through her many cookbooks, was able to find either 1 or 2 recipes that caused amnesia and removed someone's ability to feel fear and anger. And the way that the recipe actually works is that it alters someone's sense of reality. And this makes sense considering the diary episode. Charlotte literally is incapable of seeing the world the way it actually is. And to answer Charlotte's questions of why her parents are missing, Charlotte's grandmother tells her that they're actually astronauts.
No, silly. They're living on a space station. Right, a space station. They're astronauts.
And this is to prevent any memories from resurfacing and to prevent Charlotte from becoming angry all over again. And considering the fact that Charlotte had pretty much destroyed her original city, Charlotte's grandmother decided to pick everything up and just move. But why did they move to Clamburg specifically? I mean, the grandmother seemed pretty well off considering everything that she still had. Couldn't they have moved somewhere better? Well, they could have, but I think that the grandmother was in an experimental phase, and she wanted to see if it was possible to get Vendetta to also be good, or at the very least return the town to its original state. As there's a clip, a very short clip that is, in which you can see the town in its original state. And it was quite a happy little town. Until Vendetta came along, that is. And some of the grandmother's success is shown when Charlotte is able to get the entire town to participate in a pancake festival in the episode Smash. I mean, considering the fact that Charlotte and possibly her grandmother's charms were able to overtake the entire town's fear of Vendetta and get them to join together and have a full parade and a full pancake festival. I mean, doesn't that kind of show just a little bit how successful the grandmother is? Or at least that they're headed in the right direction? Even if they don't ever make Vendetta a good person or take away Vendetta's evil side, they could maybe kick Vendetta out if they get the town to join together. Or hey, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Vendetta could be Charlotte's evil side. And with that being said, stay spooky, and I'll see you all in the next video.